Another race of VIL. This is race 2 at Japan. I'm joined here today by either Bring Mike, who will be my co-commentator this season, if you want to say hi.
Hello guys, what's happening?
So, realistically, what we're looking at today is if Andreas is as quick as he was last week and can really defend at the moment, because I think what we're looking at is Farf as I watch him go into the gravel. Farf is pretty quick, I know that. Pease is pretty quick. Jonathan is pretty quick. Laggy was quick last week. It's looking competitive. We've got a lot of the front half of the grid here today.
Well, we have got Mazda's just starting his fly-in lap.
I'll just go on board with him and I'll get the stream link posted in the Discord really quickly. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to an exciting race here because this can always chuck up a bit of changeable conditions.
Yeah, I mean, it could be weird. These guys obviously are going to know more than what we will at the moment. They might be running wet setups, you never know. So... Oh, it's just so slow, my internet right now. It's incredible. Oh, it's already been posted. It wasn't even posted by me, but okay. Right, okay. Got Maz coming round. Spoon, I think it is. That's what I'm sure it's called.
Yep, a couple of notable corners here today. Obviously, we got the S's, we got Dunlop Curve, we got the Diagonals, the Hairpin, Spoon 130R, Casino Triangle, and obviously we got the last curve, which is the last corner is a bit of a mystery one because if you hit that bump wrong, your back end's just going out.
The thing is, that doesn't even exist in real life, which I always find interesting, why they've actually put that in there. I think it's just to bully drivers. I think that's the best way to put it. As we've got young lights. Yeah, we've got young lights out on a set of the hards at the moment. Setting a lap. But Andreas with a 29.7 on the mediums, which is looking pretty quick.
Yeah, not a bad lap time here from Andreas.
I know the softs do run quite nicely around this track as well, so oh god, that'll be interesting to see how the strategy plays out. I do believe it is a soft medium around this track, and you can make it work.
Yeah, the soft medium is pretty easy around here, to be fair. Which is why I'm slightly surprised to see Lights and Dan Murphy opting for the harder tyre selection.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think they might see something that we don't, maybe on their weather data or something. Maybe there could be rain towards the end of the race that they're going to try and run towards, because there seems to be a couple people actually out on the F1 Farf also coming out onto the hards, so could be a strategy. Echo going fastest.
Yeah, by 2,000ths of a second.
Hopefully it's going to be a close race. He's looking to redeem himself after crashing out on the second or first lap, I forgot now, along with his teammate at the exact same place, coming out of turn 11 last week.
We got Energetics in the chat saying a full wet race. I'm not sure if... Is Energetics racing?
No, he's not. I think he's hoping to see a full wet race. I think that might be what's happening. But I'm just going to sit on board with Dan Murphy right now. He's just come out of Spoon and coming down the straight, approaching 130R.
Yeah, and it looks like he's gonna run out of ERS coming out of the Casino Triangle, which obviously is not what you want really, to run out of ERS before the line.
It's a lovely set of corners there, though. Honestly, it was an invalid lap as well, so I think he's going to be coming back into the pits.
It was a 29.9 though.
That's very quick. I mean, I don't know how much he's cut, but I mean that's quick on hards. Considering that'd be 2/10 off what the medium runners are setting right now. The top medium runners. We've got Jonathan Cox coming up to the 130R now as well on the mediums on a lap.
See what kind of time this is going to be from the Haas driver. Comes around the final corner and it's provisional pole.
Looking like some competitive times getting set up here. As the only person I can see on a lap right now is Total Peas.
We got F1 Far who's just started his flying lap.
What I'll do then is I'll watch him go around track, give us an onboard lap, and he can show us how to drive this track. No pressure. There is so much time, like, you can gain or lose in those S sections. It's incredible, honestly. If you nail that, you could be up 6/10 to what you usually would be.
I'll tell you what though, there is no better feeling than nailing the S's. It's Total B's with a 29 flat.
That's an impressive time, really. It's 6/10 quicker than everyone else. Obviously, he's on the softer tyres, so... We've got Maz also out on a lap now. Jonathan Cox getting out of the way for F1 Farf.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to go on board with lights for a lap around Suzuka.
Just a nice chill out lap for him. Right, we've got Farf coming around the corner. See what time he can set. He sets a 31 flat on the hards.
Okay, so here we go now. Lights looking for the best run. The start is flying lap. Keeping it in a hot lap. Me personally, I like to fiddle around with my ERS, but no, it's everyone has different tastes as it goes through turn 1 and turn 2 into the S's now of 3, 4, 5, and this very long right-hander 6 on the Dunlop curve, turn 7. And now we come into the diagonal. It's very easy to invalidate your lap by here, but he hits it lovely as he comes through turn 9 underneath the bridge. On the run down now to the hairpin where wants to be looking for a nice exit. He appears to have got a pretty decent one as he is now on the long right-hander of turn 12, coming up to Spoon now turn 13. A little bit hesitant on his turning in, so possibly a bit of time there for him to gain as he is now on the straight on the run down to 130. Flat out. He has run out of ERS, which is the reason why I like to fiddle about my ERS as he comes into the Casino Triangle of turn 16, 17, and around the final corner it's going to be an 8/10 improvement, which does move him up to 7th, but the 29.8.
Bearing in mind, there is only 2/10 separating 3rd to 7th at the moment, which is quite impressive, really. But we've
Yeah, I think the real pain for Lights and reason why he couldn't jump up any further positions was the fact that he was out of VRS before 130R.
yeah, I've always found to just pop it down, obviously into high or whatever, going through the S's. You're not really going flat out. So, is there any point in having a faster ERS mode through an area where you're never gonna use it to the maximum?
That's the thing, isn't it? You want a hot lap for the crucial traction zone corners. Then you want overtake when you're in like 6th gear. And high everywhere else seems to work pretty decent for me.
Yeah, we've got no one's really on a lap. Actually, we could have Leper. Leper's on a lap right now, just coming through 130R. Really looking to improve on a 32.3. Getting very close to that pit wall there. But he could 31.5 is, but it doesn't actually move him up any positions.
We got the Renault of Lights getting well and truly out of the way there of Total Peace. He starts his second flying lap. And this is what I mean with Total Peace fiddling around with the ERS. He's down into medium now to start the S's.
I think Pease, if he can keep it on the track and out of a wall, he will be able to really challenge for a win around here, I would say. Just small mistakes like that will not be handy for his real goal for it. But we've got Andreas coming on to start his run. This is looking like probably people's final runs of the session with 4 minutes 30 remaining.
It does look like Total Peace invalidated his lap at the Degners.
It's looking like
completely backed out as we got Lima off. Lima in the gravel. Looks to be in the S's.
Seems to be really struggling around there today.
Well, as you said earlier, you can gain so much time by absolutely nailing it. But you make a mistake, it's gonna punish you.
Oh, if you make a mistake through there, you can lose seconds. Really, it's stupid. This is one of, I would say, the best tracks on the calendar. I would say the most driver track on the calendar. It's got a bit of everything, really. Low, medium, and high-speed corners, with your bumps here and there to really unbalance the car.
Yeah, those bumps that don't exist in real life.
No. The imaginary ones.
I wonder if they'll get rid of that bump in F1 2020.
Maybe they might do a actual scan of the track, because the only one so far is actually Bahrain that's been scanned. But we've got F1 Faf coming around to complete his lap, which puts him 9th with a 129. I think he's trying the alternate strategy as well.
Well, I was just on board with Lima then.
Yeah.
He's either very new to no TC or something, or he's got a really tail happy setup, because he's just all over the place at the moment.
It's not the most inspiring for his race, really, but you never know. Someone could be a maestro in the race and just not be able to get a lap together.
Oh, you don't want to touch that curve.
But that is not going to do him well. Faf just avoiding that with Lights coming around the corner on a lap.
Nah, he's on his out lap.
Oh, is he? Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, there's no one actually on a lap at the moment, really. So what I'm going to do is mute my mic and eat my donut.
Don't worry, I'll take it from you.
Alright.
We do have a few guys on the outlap. We got Lucky Racer, Total Peas, Jonathan Cox. We do have Dan Murphy, who is on the mediums now. He set that 29.6 on the hard, so he's opening himself up now to a interesting strategy, because I'm not sure which is quicker, whether mediums to softs is quicker or soft to medium is quicker. But he has given himself a good opportunity to show the guys around him that he has the pace to match him on the harder compound. And of course, he will be very quick towards the end of the race on that second stint. So it all depends now on the laps these guys can do. I'm expecting to see someone in the 28s as we got a Laggy Racer into the pits. He's not going to take any further part in qualifying. So that session over for Laggy, as Jonathan Cox has just started his flying lap. So we're going to stay on board with him for the time being. As he is hugging the apex on the SS as he comes up through Dunlop curve, looking now to get a good run in Degner. That could be an invalidation. I'm not sure. He did hit that bump, quite unsettling for the car. Now this corner you really want to turn in early and open up the steering on the exit and try to get the best run possible. And it looks like he's done a pretty decent job as he comes up now to Spoon. And lights with the provisional pole time of a 28.8. So here we go now. We're starting to see 28 coming into the mix. As Jonathan Cox is 1.1 seconds up on his time. So this will give him a 28.5 if he can string together the final chicane, the casino triangle. He runs a little bit wide, but he did avoid the bump, and it's a 28.3, a fantastic lap there from the man in the Haas.
Right, now we've got Total Peas coming around the corner to finish his lap. Andreas going third. Peas going second now.
Right, here we go now. Dan Murphy, can he improve? He gets ahead of Laggy Racer.
Got NUF1. It's the last man across the line.
29 flat.
Puts him in 6th place for the race. Looking like an interesting quali there we had then. Obviously, we've got Jonathan to Peas to Young Lights, Andreas, Dan Murphy, NUF1, Laggy Racer, Echo, Farf, Maz, Kuba, Leper, and Liam MD with no time.
Yep, and it's not been a good showing for the Scotsman at the back of the grid.
Maybe he can show us what he can do in the race. Maybe
I think
Spark was made.
He's either new to no TC or his setup is just very tail happy.
Mm.
Too pointy on the front end, too tail happy on the rear.
We'll be seeing what it is in the race. I think the problem is if you end up spinning too much in quali and having an oversteer car in quali, you'll struggle in the race, really. Especially when tyre wear kicks in.
And the thing is, you want to be absolutely pin perfect in the race when it comes to those S's.
Yeah. That'll lose you positions. As soon as you've lost... This is not an easy place to, I would say, make too many overtakes. Sector 3 is your main overtaking zone. The rest of it's sort of following.
Well, looking at some of the best places to make an overtake. Obviously, you got turn 1 into turn 2. You'd also have the hairpin at turn 10 and 11. Obviously, if you get a nice slipstream out of Spoon down towards 130R, you can get a good run on someone into turn 16, 17, the final chicane. A few places where an overtake can be made. Obviously, you got the S sections where you can go side by side. It's not recommended, but you can go side by side there. Dunlop curve as well. Spoon as well, a potential overtaking area. So there's a few places where you can make a move, but there are mainly only 3 overtaking places where you can really get a move done tidy.
I think this is a track more for the brave, really, than anything. I think one to really watch would be Dan Murphy, as long as he can keep it clean and keep his wing intact for the first couple of laps. He could be storming through the field at the end.
Yeah, that's going to be crucial for Dan to keep his front wing, especially on those mediums. Same with Echo.
Kuba has just left the session, not 100% sure what's just happened to him. But if
I do think, though, he will be able to join back. So if someone does have an extra invite that they can send to Guna, make sure you send him an invite so he can get back into his car.
Looking like an interesting grid at the moment. We've got the title leader in 4th place at the moment, and Jonathan Cox absolutely dominating qualifying, really. 2.5 above everyone else. But we'll see if it's just a quali setup or if it's actually his pace in the race. But I know some of these guys are very, very quick in race.
Well, looking at the weather, it looks like it's going to be cloudy. That means there could be a possibility that it could go to a wet to intermediates at some point in this race. You never know.
Yeah, we've got all the guys at the back past P10 all running the softs, so I can't see too much weird happening.
Here we go. 5 red lights. And we are underway, as I got a very terrible camera angle there.
I didn't get the greatest either, but we've got Andreas moving up into P3, NUF1 losing a place to Laggy Racer, and Fartham and Echo swapping positions.
Dan Murphy holding position in
looking
P5 right
quite
now.
Nice and clean, really, compared to what happened last week. We're looking good. We've got yellow flags in sector 1. Cooper has joined back the session, so he should be hopefully making some positions. Lima's not having a great race. Jonathan is already almost a second in front. He's got a worldie of a start.
Yeah, it's crucial for Jonathan to build this gap early.
Especially with DRS. They can gain so much time with that. We've got Andreas will not be waiting around, though, coming past P's. This will be interesting to see if he tries to make a move going into 130R or if he sits behind. We've got yellow flags again, but that's more than likely Liam D as he's 25 seconds. That's him out of the race. But I'm going to sit on board with Andreas, see if he can make a move. He's shot way wide there at 130R. More than likely will be a warning.
As we've got Echo and Laggy Racer side by side into the chicane. Laggy Racer able to hold it, but he's got 2 very angry Ferraris behind him.
This is going to be really nice to watch. We've got Farf coming through one side, but he's a bit boxed in right now. And they're going to go Ferrari side by side, but Echo's going to give up the position, and Farf going through. Both of them on Laggy Racer. It's had a bit of an issue. I'm not sure the camera angle I given didn't show it too well. We've got Maz now on the back of Laggy Racer. A lot is happening right now. We've just got Dan Murphy. Andreas has just moved down some positions. See if I can see any sort of contact. Or, yep, Andreas has lost his left front wing. So he's lost that coming out of Dunlop. Which isn't looking too great for our championship leader.
I wonder if any contact was made if he tried to overtake Total Peace and
it's possible. If anything has happened, we'll probably end up seeing it in the stewards later. We've got Andrea.
This is heartbreaking for the championship leader.
Yeah, he's just dropping through the field. Obviously, he's being a good sport though, letting people through, not getting in the way.
I think he knows that there's a time when you can fight, and when you've got half a front wing gone, there's no point in fighting.
As Farf is the biggest gainer then at the moment, with a 3 places gained so far. So Andreas now in the pits, gonna be getting that wing changed. So looking like a massive recovery race for him.
Okay, so he's chucked on hards. That kind of confirms to me that it's going to be cloudy, dry throughout the entire race.
Your mic is buzzing a bit. Not sure what's happening. Pease has just picked himself up a 3-second time penalty. And Jonathan Cox is 1.6 seconds in the lead. He is really running. It's buzzing a little bit, but it's better than it was.
Anyway, what I was saying, Andreas going on to the hard tyres kind of confirms to me that it's going to be dry for the entire race.
Yeah, we're looking at a dry race and see how well he can do. Kuba has just fallen off massively, making a mistake. Probably coming out of the hairpin. He's just been lost 7 seconds to Leopard behind. At the moment, the closest battle on the field is Maz to Laggy Racer. Really.
Don't forget Dan with lights.
Yeah, we've got DRS coming up now for Maz, seeing if he can do anything. I think he's a bit too far back to try anything though. Yeah, he's not going to be trying anything. I'll hop on board with Dan, hunting down lights, who is actually on the harder compound again. So he's doing really well so far, Dan is, to keep up with these guys.
Oh yeah, the work that Dan can do now is only going to pay him back later on in the race.
Yeah, this is definitely, as I just saw Young Lights have a bit of a moment. He's had another one there. This is really not going to make it. Is he gone defensive?
Look for the switchback at the hairpin, and
it's that tyre compound really the difference. It's not going to let him do that.
But as I said, you know, if he gets a good run out of Spoon by here, he can get a good slipstream down into 130R and make a move into the final chicane in the Casino Triangle.
This could be interesting. He's not really tucked in too much. I don't think he's running in 0 ERS right now, so I think he's just interested in running behind.
Oh, I thought he had a
I think he was just looking for his braking zone, just making sure he didn't hit the back. He's got to be safe. Jonathan Cox going fastest with a 32.490. But yeah, he really doesn't seem to be looking to push Young Lights too much. As we have Echo and Farf just tucking in behind each other and seeing what they can do.
Well, it's in Farf and Echo's interest for the constructors to not battle hugely, like, you know, have DRS to pull one along.
Yeah, I'm really looking at this battle between Laggy and Maz. Both of them seem to be making a fair few mistakes, and Maz has just really messed that up. off into the gravel trap. That's not going to do him any good. Leper is now...
Oh, Andreas gone.
So now we're down to 11 drivers. It's really not going to look good for him for the the championship. But then again, his championship rivals also haven't made it to tonight, so shouldn't matter too much. As we've got Jonathan Cox with a 2.8 second lead now. He's really driving away.
Yeah, I'm just going to stay on board with Jonathan just to see if we can find out where Andreas's car is parked, hopefully. Because it doesn't look like he retired in the pits.
No, I'm not 100% sure where he's pulled off to.
Surely he hasn't lost it in the SS.
Don't think so. I don't think he'd be that far behind, but I'm just presuming he really didn't like the feel of the hards and thought there's nothing more he could do in the race.
Well, it did say yellow flag in sector 1 and 2, so I'm thinking maybe he's lost it on Dunlop curve.
Oh, we've got yellow flags in sector 1 as I can't actually see anything. Fast just picked up a 3-second. Oh,
no,
Farf is in the wall.
Yep.
Okay, I would presume that's just from losing it coming into that corner there, just as Maz did. But Maz is going to be looking to make the move now on Farf. That's not going to be good for Fast Race as he is running the mediums.
But meanwhile, Jonathan Cox doing an absolutely fantastic job. Already got that 3.3 second gap to Total P's, who effectively has a 3-second time penalty already. So he's got a 5.5 second gap to lights.
Yeah, as we've got Dan Murphy, I think he's literally just tucking in behind Young Lights and just letting him tow him. It's a good idea, really, until obviously it starts to hold him up, and then he's really got to look at getting past. F1 Farf and Maz both in the pits. Now we've got Maz having a 5-second speeding penalty. Really isn't going to do him too much good. But Maz is switching onto the medium tyres. So I think he didn't pass Farf just because he thought it was probably best to just get to the pit safely without any damage. As we've got our closest still is just Young Lights and Dan Murphy just cruising behind him.
Yeah, and it looks like they are kind of closing in on Total P's right now.
I do believe Dan is on for possibly a net P2. I do think, really. If he can overcut Lights, I think he'll be on for a very good finishing position. Because I know these softs can run a long time. Let's see if Pease is coming into the pits. No, he's got another lap. So I think Maz ended up pitting quite early for his pit, as it seems.
As we got Echo just closing in on NUF1.
He's also on the medium, so that's just whether the softs are now going off and reaching a sort of switchover period. I feel like it's lap 9 is a switchover period, but could be wrong. But he is closing in quite quickly now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Dan wants to make this move before Lights pits, and same for Echo as well.
Yeah, I think the medium runners so far are going to be just running it safe, keeping their wing intact, making sure they don't get in any incidents they don't need to. Obviously, if they do, that's ruined their whole race. Soft runners can be a lot more reckless when it comes to defending. They can really, really dominate the track. And I do always feel like that's the problem with the alternate strategy, that you are really, really hoping that you don't get into too many issues. But we've got Echo within half a
Oh
second now.
no. I'm on board with Dan Murphy, and Light's having a little bit of connection issues. Uh, red bar, and I just saw the red cross pop up on his name. So
Oh,
Dan really needs to be
get
alert right now with
get past that. I think if he wants any, he could. I'm not 100% sure what's happening with like lights there, but Dan, it'd probably be in Dan's best interest to get past as soon as possible. But I think the pit window is around now, so he could be just sitting behind and waiting for him to come into the pits, or he might be going for the move, coming onto the pit straight. Looking like he's gonna want to do this pit straight move. Oh, he's coming to the pits. That's just released him. We've got.
See where Lights is going to come out.
Oh, NUF1's just been passed by Echo under DRS. So Echo's really on a charge right now as well. So he'll be hunting down Lights as his next target, really. Yellow flags in sector 2, which is Kuba going slow, I would presume.
I think it was because Cox has just come into sector 2, and who was the only one in sector 2 at that time.
I think at the moment he's absolutely dominating this race. I think this is hit. If he manages, no, Jonathan.
I was going to say,
Guna's doing incredible.
I mean, all Guna needs to do is just outlast one more person,
which is, I think, highly possible on this track, really.
Yeah. And look at that gap between Dan and P's coming down now. 1.1 seconds.
2 seconds at the start of this lap. That really shows either Dan's rapid right now, or P's is struggling with tyres.
Same with Echo and NUF1.
Yeah.
Look at that gap now, that is absolutely flying up.
I think the mediums seem to be coming into their own right now around lap 9. So we're really looking at probably Dan Murphy's going to try and close as much up to Jonathan as he can, while he really can. Laggy Racer has just come out in front. Well, Peace just come out just behind Laggy Racer, just in front of Young Lights.
Lights now in DRS now of Total Peace with that undercut.
Be interesting to see if he can keep up with him. And UF1 has actually managed to get within a second though of Echo, so I don't know if there was a mistake during the S sections there.
So it looks like Echo is in a bit of a ERS saving mode right now.
Yeah, I think he might be just cruising at the moment. He's got his space. Yellow flags in sector 1, and that's Farf retired. So that means
as I said, Guna, all you had to do was outlast one more person.
We will be seeing Guna approach into the points very soon. Farf has left the session. Probably not very happy about what's happened this race,
And our race leader is into the pits.
Be interested to see where he comes out in terms of Pease. If those two will have gained much time on him, as Pease is just coming out of 130R into the
Yeah,
chicane.
he's
He
lost in the S's. Farfaz.
so doable, it's incredible.
If you clip that inside curve, it's we got a safety car.
Oh, okay, this is really gonna help.
Okay.
Dan Murphy and Echo. This is gonna shake up the race right now, as we've
Is
got
it
the.
going to help him out though?
I
I
think
don't
it
think this
could.
will.
Oh, actually, the safety car's come out right in front of them. That's gonna throw him
Yeah,
back, actually, isn't it? Yeah.
they're gonna drop loads of positions by here, but I can't see them staying out on these mediums. They have to pit.
I'm sure Dan Murphy and Echo are not happy about the timing. Actually, this is a poor time for them, actually, because it's nowhere near their pit window. This is not looking good for them at the moment. It's really unfortunate. Jonathan's pretty much timed that to a T.
Yeah, they can take the softs around about 13 laps racing before they get quite a bit of a handful. So they could take softs to the end, but they have to pit this lap, which means they have a lot of overtaking to do.
It's not looking too fun for them, really. Just wondering if, I mean, pack's pretty bunched up now. Whether anyone's going to go for a bit of a bold strategy and put on the softer tyres, just try and run to the end and give himself a bit of an advantage towards the safety car restart. But I'm going
There's
to.
only Dan and Echo who should really do that at this point in time. Putting on the hards is essentially throwing away the.
They will be dropping down to 9th place, which is.
And they stayed out.
So they will be more than likely right at the back at this. Well, we've got Kuba still 54 seconds behind, just exiting Sector 1 now. So I think realistically, 9th place is where they're battling, with Leper still 12 seconds behind coming onto the back straight now. Laggy Race has just overtaken. Oh, okay. Just wondering if he was going to give that back. We've got two people paused on the AI, which I would say, guys, if you are pausing on the AI and you do get in an incident, that is going to be down to you and not. You are completely responsible for what your AI does. It's seeming like there's a bit of lag going on right now.
Yeah, lights at the moment. He's got that red bar again for me. He is bouncing around a little bit. Total P's in his AI car.
Yeah, people have got to be aware, though, that the AI car is not something I would particularly recommend doing, because if you crash into the back of someone, there's no.
I think they're doing. I think they're just checking penalties.
I think that's probably, yeah. And I think Pease might be thinking, oh, Jonathan's got no penalties. Don't know how many warnings, but he's really got to keep it clean from now. He is got the possibility, though, of winning this race, because obviously Jonathan will be held up by Echo, not necessarily Dan Murphy, because I'm sure he'll let him past.
Well, I think, Joe, if I was Dan or Echo right now, I would come into the pits this lap.
I think...
Because they're going for another lap on safety car.
I think what they're gambling on now is just... Obviously...
They have to pit.
They have to, but they're not. Okay, so they're going around again. This is interesting. I think Echo's just going to follow what Dan does. I think he's just going to do a copy strat and just sit with him. But I do believe Pease has almost been saved from the wrath of Dan this race, by the looks of it. But we will
don't know, I
see.
think Pease is in trouble by you. Because you think about it, Pease does have a time penalty. We saw that come up earlier.
Yeah, I think he could pull away if he can sort of be smart. These guys are really close together for the safety car, really.
Right, if the safety car goes out for another lap, Dan and Echo really do need to come into the pits. Staying out would just be race suicide for him.
I can't see what they're thinking, really.
I mean, here's the thing: if the safety car stays out for another lap, they should be able to take softs to the end. A fresh set of softs, lighter fuel. They should be able to take it to the end.
I think realistically, they could easily still make top 5. They could still make the top two with 13 laps left to go. It's just seeing what they're going to do. That's their decision, their race.
Right, we're going to keep an eye on our safety car, because once those lights go out, even though we get an alert for it anyway, but... Yeah,
Safety cars in this lap.
So Dan and Echo, I think, have made a mistake by staying out too long.
The thing is, they do... He's creating an expensive lawnmower for a bit there. Don't particularly know why he's done that. But we'll be seeing, I'm sure the two Haas and Racing points behind him will be getting a very nice exit. And we've restarted, and Jonathan's already going for the pass on Echo.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to get it done in turn 1 from the looks of it.
He's going to send it. No. He's not got the room. Echo had every right to shut the door there, and he's done just that. We've got Pease actually attacking Jonathan. Pease is not showing any mercy to any mistakes. I think he knows this is his chance to get through and really battle for the lead. Obviously, these two do not want to get wing damage.
I was going to say, Lights looks to be struggling. I'm not sure if he has wing damage.
Honestly, yeah, he does. He doesn't have a front left end plate. So that's really going to open up the door to NUF1 to get into a net P3. That will probably be down to either the S section or the safety car restart. Can't see it being much more.
Safety car restart.
We have got Pease really following Jonathan right now. He'll be looking for a move as soon as he possibly can, but that's the same with Jonathan as Echo just slides that car through. But they are running these tyres as long as they possibly can.
Yeah, I just think it was a big mistake by him.
I don't know, they might be able to draw almost a gap. Obviously, it's going to be hard, I think, to pass on the safety car restart because you've got cars in front, cars behind, and I don't know. But Gunnar has made the pass on Leper.
I look at it like this because right now the gap between Dan and Leper is just under 10 seconds, so you can gap the guys towards the back end of the grid.
Oh, Maz is off into the gravel. It's not being a nice one, and Leper's passed. That was a nice avoiding action there, but don't know what's happened there, but he's got a lot better run. He's had to brake. I'm not too sure if Maz has damage or if he's just struggling.
Laggy Racer does.
Big damage.
Front right end plate is completely gone.
Oh, but Maz has got no front right end plate either. That's probably where he's lacking in pace. So we've got 3 drivers at the moment with known issues. Just really gonna hot it up. Oh, we've really got Peas up the back of.
Peas.
That's a 5-second though, which is obviously very harsh.
Yeah, that is the first part of the Casino Triangle, turn 16. If you cut that at all, instant 5-second time penalty.
That can always be changed down to a 3 because obviously the game's just a bit broken with that, but that will now put him 6 seconds behind Jonathan. Which just
not just that, he's got a 3-second time pen as well, so that's...
Oh yeah. He'll have to show us the Delta afterwards. But he's looking quite feisty coming up to the back. Maz is in the pits, fitting onto the softs, just seeing if he can... Lights just... I think most drivers here, I don't think we're going to really see a retirement. We're going to really see drivers just run it to the end.
Well, that's the thing. No matter what, as long as you make it to the end, you're guaranteed a point.
Exactly.
Possibly 2 with the fastest lap point as well, if you...
I can see Dan getting that, or Echo. One of those 2, I think, are almost guaranteed to have that. Especially when they're going to go onto the softs.
I'll tell you what, now, with Lights having front wing damage, would he risk a pit stop as well?
I don't know, as Dan's just gone into the pits, but Echo's staying out for another lap, who's going to be holding up John even more. As he's gone around the outside, he's going to make this move stick. Yes, he is. That's Jonathan into P1, which could really harm P's for position, but he...
Masters off. Masters off again in sector 2.
I think realistically the best thing to him to do at the moment is to just bring this car home, grab himself a point. Has he managed to get damaged? No.
Yeah, you see what I mean though with Dan. He's come out in 9th place.
Yeah.
He's got 4 seconds to catch up to Leber, a further 5 seconds to catch up to Guna, and 11 seconds just to catch up to Youngs in 4th, who we know has front wing damage, so that's going to be a lot of cars to overtake for him in the space of the final 10 laps.
I think NUF1's also got no front right end play. I think this seems to be a bit of a trend going on. Oh, he's got no front right wing.
Oh yeah, that's completely gone. I wonder if he hit Lights at all, because Lights...
I think that'll be in the braking zone
damage
of the hairpin more than likely. But that's big. That's really gonna... Cooper's race has gone from almost a lost cause to could be getting some nice points, really. Echo's just come into the pits, so we'll see where he comes out.
I'm just saying it right now, right? Guna could be on for a podium, by you.
The way this race is going, he could, honestly. He hasn't got damage. If he can get past these 3 cars in front without parts of wing, he could be on for some nice points. That'll be a recovery race in a half. But that's what I'm saying.
He doesn't have to get past Lights. Lights does have the 3-second time pen that we know of.
True. I do think that's...
If Total Keys picks up another one, he could be in trouble as well.
Yeah, it's very true. I think, honestly, it's probably the main reason, though, you do not quit from a race. Echo just going round Leper. I don't think he put up much of a fight, really, there.
Yeah, the undercut working out brilliantly for Dan Murphy there. 2.4 second gap now to Echo when it was a lot
Less
closer
than
than
it,
that
I
before.
think maybe a second, not even.
Okay,
But we
so
were.
Luna now up into fifth. Gonna try and chase down Lights.
As long as he can keep this clean and just be patient for the next 7 laps, he could. This could be a 0 to hero race for him. I think it seems to me that a lot of drivers seem to be struggling with, obviously, how close racing this track is. Running into the back of each other. But that's why people like Gunnar are picking up on this. Like, if he can just keep his front wing intact, he'll be able to really bring some nice points home.
Yeah, he just needs to pick his moments perfectly when it comes to overtaking these guys.
Yeah, we've got P's really nice. The top 2 seems very much sorted. We've got Laggy Racer 12.6 seconds behind with another 7 laps to go, who's also being closed in by Lights,
We got down on the back of NUF one,
which
whatever he
has
is.
just been given up. He's been let through there, obviously, because he doesn't have his front wing. He's not going to battle that. So Gunnar is in a bit of danger of his podium position being stolen now, obviously, by Dan Murphy, who is on a charge.
And to be honest, he could be under pressure from Echo as well. Echo not too far off the back of
Yeah.
NUF1.
Dan Murphy setting the fastest lap of the race of a 1:31 flat. We've got NUF1 though deciding it's probably best to come into the pits. Echo going even faster. I just saw.
Unfortunately for Gunnar now, he could not make the move on Lights, so now he's stuck behind him, and Murphy is going to be all over the back
That's
of
the
him as he
grass.
touches the grass.
Murphy's just that was nice. That was a very nice move there.
Overtake of the race.
Yeah, definitely. It's just nice and clean, really. He's going to be sending this around the outside. The switchback that didn't work earlier. Couldn't quite work it there. I think that's because Lights took a tight line. As yellow flags in sector 1 as NUF1's off again. Spinning it in the S's. A lot of drivers, I think, it's going to be bringing it home for a couple of these guys. But we've got Dan Murphy, possibly, he's going to try and make a move before 130R.
Well, he needs to look how close Echo is to him now. Echo's going to look to make the move on Gunnar. He does get past Gunnar.
Oh, that is...
That's
interesting.
That was a little bit scrappy, that one was.
Yeah, no one really got wing damage though, so... And there was no 5-second penalty. I mean, it wasn't the cleanest overtake I've seen, but Echo is now on the back of Dan Murphy, which I think is the battle I want to be paying attention to at the most right now. Young Lights has a very big say in what's going to happen right now. It's Dan Murphy's.
They'll also have to remember the lag from Lights as well.
Yeah, as Dan Murphy around the outside. I'm going to see if I can get a nice camera angle for that. That is a beautiful move there. Dan Murphy is making some nice moves.
That one might be overtaking the race.
That was great.
That was ballsy.
But you've also got to, I think, give Lights respect for giving him the space there. It takes 2 drivers to make a move like that work. So I always say,
with the wing damage as well.
Yeah, he will be suffering from understeer. I think there seems to be an amount of respect shown in this race in between some of these guys. But we've got Echo coming up onto lights, just making this move. Coming side by side through 130R. Both keeping it on the track, just about. But Echo has made the move. Echo's going to be really trying to hunt down Dan Murphy now. He's within DRS. But he didn't quite get it. Nope, he's got DRS, okay. So this is going to be interesting to see if who can win this, Dan or Echo, for the battle for P3. As we've got Dan on the back of Laggy Racer. Is he going to try for another ballsy move? Around the outside. Echo's off.
Behind them.
I had a beautiful watch of that. But we've got Dan Murphy up into P3 and Echo's... I lost it, I think. Just go... Oh, he's lost it again. That's wing damage. That's not good.
Nah, and... We don't want you to retire right now, Echo. You still got some points on the table that you made.
That's unfortunate, I think. I don't...
He just, in those S's and that, he just got a little bit of a back end snap. And that was just enough to send him into the gravel and just completely ruin his race.
This track is so brutal for stuff like that. Honestly. He was running so well, but stuff like that can happen. Obviously, Dan has got 17 seconds to build up to P, so I just don't see that happening, if I'm being honest, in the next 4 laps.
Yeah, and we know Pease has penalties, so he's got a minimum 6 seconds to catch up. And then with that 5-second time penalty as well.
Yeah, Pease could be technically in danger of losing his P2 on track. Whether that stands in the standings, obviously, is anyone's guess, but Dan Murphy is closing in quite quickly. Maz just picked up another 3-second time penalty as Echo comes into the pits and will get overtaken by Maz. It's heartbreaking to watch that, honestly.
Yeah, you feel for Echo, but that's just the nature of Suzuka.
You can be running rapid, setting fastest lap of the race, 1 minute, and in the gravel, wondering where it's all gone wrong the next.
Right now, Guna is looking at P5 in the back.
We've got NUF1 setting the fastest lap of the race with a 30.5, and all guys will be in contention for the fastest lap of the race, obviously, as they are in the top 10. So this could be almost... I think Echo will be gunning for that fastest lap after this lap now.
Yeah, the question will be, will Maz go into the pits and chuck another set of sauce on?
I don't think so. Purely because he's got an 18-second gap. He'll come out behind Echo, and I think he prefers the positional points than trying for a fastest lap that isn't guaranteed. But he does have a lot of penalties, so that is a factor as well. We've got 2 laps left of this race, as we have Cooper up at the back of Young Lights, who I'm thinking he's going to want to make a move on and try and get P5 in the bag, which will be an incredible turn. Realistically, he could go for P4, as Young Lights and Laggy are so close.
This thing, Gona doesn't have to make the move on Young Lights. He can use Young Lights to kind of drag him along to catch up to Laggy Racer, because it looks like Lights is closing in a little bit on Laggy.
He's got the 2 laps left of this race to do whatever he thinks is necessary. It's going to be interesting, I think. See what he can do. But that Mercedes with the green helmet does really look nice. I've just got to mention that. I do like it. As I think this S section is just going to get slower and slower now. The thing is
Oh no, Gunnar! He's lost it on
oh,
top of
and a
Dunlop.
whole of his front wing. Jesus, that's not good.
I was on board with
Oh,
that then, and I just
he's
saw it go.
gone to the gravel. Echo getting the fastest lap of a 30 flat. Honestly, I would say just drive the next lap with no front wing. That's another unfortunate incident for someone who would have got
Yeah, he was on
an
for such a
amazing
good
position.
as well.
Suzuka is absolutely brutal, I can tell you that now. Just seeing from the events of today, I think Young Lights is really relieved seeing that's happened. Really.
Yeah.
I do think this is looking like how it's going to finish on track more than likely, unless Young Lights can make anything happen on like in the final lap.
Well, I'm on board with Jonathan Cox a sec as Gunnar has come into the pits. And he
5
gets a
second
5
pen.
second.
That's really unfortunate. I think it would be wise, just to watch Jonathan come round and claim his victory, as he might end up at a lap in NUF1 just to make sure.
Well, if I was NUF1,
Just fall behind and not have to run the next lap, but you never know, he might be banking on Gunnar making another error and trying to snatch P9, which I think he is. He's gone round again. So that is Jonathan Cox, your race winner for today. Coming across the line next will be Total P's, finishing 12 seconds behind in the end. Then we'll have Dan Murphy with, I wouldn't have said it was what he was hoping for, but realistically, a great race for him. That P's keeping his P2, Leggy Racer and Young Lights will be coming across P4 and 5. And then we've got a massive gap to Leper, Maz, Echo, Gunnar and NUF1. But you never know, something could happen.
well, I was just going to put this out there. That Gunnar and NUF1 both free stop in this race, and they're both going to get points, so it just shows never give up in this race.
Yeah, the guys who obviously just either retired because they couldn't be bothered, or whether they did actually crash out, I would say it's probably a mistake, really. After the safety car and what everything happened, it's... But everyone finishing in the points, so...
I think Andrea is absolutely kicking himself now.
Yeah, I would say so. But we'll see what that does to the championship standings soon. As I say, GG to Jonathan for getting his first win in VIL. Race 2, that's 2 winners in 2 races. That's what we like to see, really. Nice competitive scene. Got the 2 Haas boys managing to get on the podium, though, which is interesting.
Yeah. I think, I still think that safety car just completely destroyed Dan
And Echo's
Dan and
race.
Echo's race. I do reckon that both of them should have pitted in the safety car for the softs.
Yeah, I'd say so too. But as I run you through the final grid, it is Jonathan Cox with his first win of VIL, and then Total P's with 8 seconds of penalties. Then you've got Dan Murphy, Laggy Racer, Young Lights, Leper, Maz, Echo, Guna, NUF1, and then the guys obviously not finishing was F1 Farth, Andreas and Liam MD. So I thank you all guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys next week.